Now, look, we've had this going for a fair while, haven't we?
We've done it with that bloke that you gave a cheer out to, Jay Worthy. He always doesn't give many good opinions, but he always buys in.
Well, we make up top fives about racing, and for some unknown reason, Ben Cray and Ben Hornby always seem to get a run.
It's about horse racing.
What's your top 5 best racehorses, Josh? Oh, just Ben Hornby, Benny Cray.
Dragons. That's what he'll say. Go the Dragons.
Yeah. What are you going to do without a coach next year? Anyway, Townie's top 5 this week. Very special top 5, I have to say.
In honour of the great, so you think.
In honour of the great headline, so you think. I've decided to do the top 5 Cox Plates.
Well, you know me, Craig. I love the Cox Plate. It is our best race.
And it's your race. Yeah. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It is Steve Hasted's race.
Yeah. Love it.
He goes there every year.
Every year.
And look, it really should be renamed.
Yeah.
Especially when they move to Flemington.
Oh dear. Let's get started. So run through them for me, Craig. Your top 5.
My top 5, starting with look. These are probably a bit to the punting side of me here. Fields of Omar 2006.
Great win.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Pompey Ruler took off. Look, I was ripping up my ticket, to be honest. Yeah. I didn't think anything would get him. Yeah. Tile track, just rolled along. It was perfect for him, but then all of a sudden you've seen these 2 great horses, great weight for age horses come down the outside in El Segundo and Fields of Omar. Great. And he just nabbed the great Big L right on the line. Yeah, so great win there. Number 4, Northerly 2001. Controversial. I think so.
But I thought he was the best horse on the day.
Possibly, yeah. She was outstanding though. She was honest, brave, She gets a mention later on.
All of the above. Yeah. But, Viscount could have been unlucky, but we'll never know.
No. That's one of the great levels in racing.
That's exactly right. Number 3, Mackay Diva, 2005. The great mare. My favourite. She, to win 3 Melbourne Cups and a Cox Plate. Australian Cup.
Yeah. She has done it.
If anything in Sydney she could do, wet, dry, she was outstanding. Great win, and probably the best field we've seen
in a long time. And seeing them swing across that turn, it's
8-9 wide. It was special. It was special.
Bossy rode at that time.
Yeah, one of the very few times he's ever slaughtered a horse, actually. Anyway, we'll move on. Number 2. Sunline, 99.
7 lengths.
7 lengths. Please. Hello? Yeah. Was anything else in the race?
I don't know.
Just unbelievable. No more you can say about the great mare. She was brilliant. And my number 1, and he is probably in my top 2, probably 3 horses. The great.
Super.
The great Superimpose.
Great horse. 92.
And again, one of the great fields. We watched it earlier today. Naturalism. Mannerism. Legs are low. Rough habit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Great field. And for him to do what he did and take off where he did, it was zipping but zipping hasn't won one yet. No. And this great bloke did. Yeah. Superimpose.
Alrighty, well let's move on to mine. We've got some the same, some different. I think. Actually, I know that he's got the last one wrong, but anyway, I'll go through mine. And I've got number 5 at So You Think last year. Had all the pressure on him. He'd won everything up to it, and the way he took off, like it was set up for him. The way that the mare took off, and I'm a fan of the mare. More Joyce, I love her.
We all know that.
I love her. But they got it wrong. They set the race up for So You Think, and zipping was outstanding.
One of the best runs to never win a Cox Plate.
So, yeah, my number 4 is 99, Sunline. Great.
7 lengths.
Got 7 to, like price 7 to 2, got 7 to 1. Went up the bookie, 50. 50 on it. Went up the second time, he said, you're not getting me again, mate. Quite happy to go up and collect. Yeah, that was a great day. Number 3 for Steve. Like Craig, I've got it at 3. Like you, love the horse. Absolutely love him. Superimposed. And it's one of the things in racing that we're never going to know. I don't think Naturalism would have won that day.
No.
He was cruising, but there's these weight for age horses. Fields of Omar, El Segundo, you just look at them, they lift for this race. Zipping.
Yes.
They just lift for this race, and he just lifted, and I don't think they would have beat him.
He was just one of those horses, wasn't he?
Unbelievable. Number 2, great horse, great run, worst call in history.
Worst call?
1982. Kingston Town can't win.
Oh.
Never, ever, ever.
Hello.
Never disregarding a champion.
Oh.
And the way he lifted and won it well. Like it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't like he got there by nose. He ended up winning by.
He smashed them. He smashed them.
The great Kingston Town. I don't think did Adam Johnson ride in that day? Could have.
No,
he wouldn't ride it that way.
It was some bloke that kept getting. He kept getting death threats or something like that. No, I don't know. He wrote a book or something. I don't know.
Not sure.
Big noting himself as usual.
And my number 1 Cox Plate of all time. Look, I wasn't there at the track. It was 1986. Anyone who knows anything about horse racing will know this race. It's easily the greatest race I've ever seen. Not just a Cox Plate. 2004 Australian Cup. Both on par. But Bone Crusher, our Waverley Star. Two of the great New Zealand horses, and took off at the 800 metre mark. And we couldn't have that race today because of the whip rules. Like, they were both under the stick, 600 out, and been flogged from 600 out.
Absolutely flogged.
And
yes.
Let's not get started on the whip rule again, but that got us one of the great races that will go down in history. In 30, 40, 50 years, when we're watching the Cox Plate, they're going to rewind back to 1986.
Exactly right. And it just depends what background you've come from to really appreciate how good that race was.
It's brilliant. Well, that's Townie segment. I should think.
No, it's well. I think it's been a success.
Oh,
I think it gets to run next week.
Oh, definitely gets to run next week. We just have to think of a category.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but
top 5 trainers' wives.
Yeah,
that could be a bit controversial.
I've only got one. To be brutally honest,
that could be another segment, controversial corner.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on. And it's time for some callers.
We're a caller.
Somebody's actually
Somebody's
watched the show and called in.
No, one of you 31 people out there has actually called in.
I don't know how.
I can't believe it.
I don't know if they got a number. It's got a phone call. So anyway, we'll play the call and answer the question. So let's listen to the call.
I just wanted to ask a question for you and Craig. Who are you wearing?
Well, thanks for your question, Elton. Well, I'm wearing Lowe's. Lowe's. Schlesinger Track is my pants, and Uggis Bootus my shoes.
Uggis Bootus. Yeah. Apparently very popular.
Great, especially down here in this cold weather.
Yeah, Iceland, apparently. But Elton, I'm actually in Target tonight. Target Contre, they call it. And as you can see, the lovely hat was donated by St Vincent's. So thank you very much, St Vincent's. Great initiative, and may even have to have them on as a sponsor.
Could do.
Even though there's no monetary funds being delivered.
Not that we're against that either.
We're not against it. Absolutely not. We are looking for something.
Tinkler.
Anything.
Tinkler Group.
Nathan.
Yeah, give us
please. Hello.
Okay, well, let's look at the next week in racing. It's a full. There's the list of the good races coming up this week.
That looks like that G Radley's resume again.
You know, it's one and the same. Both got nothing.
Both got nothing. There is nothing on this week. I believe Bathurst Dogs is got more going on this week.
You had to get a plug in.
Bathurst Dogs. Follow us on Facebook. Absolutely.
Alrighty, well that brings us to the end of episode number 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. thank you very much for having me on, Steve.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
It took a bit of convincing, shall you say?
For me to bring you on.
Yes, yes, yeah. Well, you obviously didn't know my hidden talent that I had.
I thought you brought a lot to the table, and I'm looking forward to episode 3, and I'm hoping we can get to 33 viewers this week. That's the goal.
That would be great if we could.
Yeah.
To top it every week.
Well, just to get that ratings increase.
Yeah, of course.
Like the other show, the other one, like they'll be flat out getting 20 viewers. Like so that's why I believe that sponsors should just be.
Well, that's exactly right.
We could be painting stuff up here. Well, actually, my wife wouldn't like that, but we could. Look, I've got a print.
Yeah, we can. Look, as we said, no expense is spared on this show.
Should see the sets. I mean, we might have to do episode 7 when the other show's back.
This is not crap wood. Let me just tell you.
We might have to do behind the scenes.
We might have to. We might just chuck that on for our YouTube friends. The best of. The best of the 6 weeks that we're going to do this show.
I'm talking to the best of, and I'm at episode 2. But episode 2's wrapped. We're done.
We're done.
I'm happy with it.
If we're gonna go into best ofs, better than that other show anyway.
Well, have more viewers.
Hello.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. On while off the rail. Oh no, what is it? On while off rails.
On while off rails. There it is. Right there.
Yeah, I think it's.
How come you're going like that?
Because that's like on the tape.
Quality hard.
Cheerio, guys.
Thanks very much.